Hey, what's going on, y'all? Jay from JSFILMZ here. Today I'm going to be showing y'all some of the newest updates to iClone 8 and Character Creator 4. First, I'm going to show you how you can transfer multiple characters from iClone 8 to Unreal Engine 5 and record multiple animations using the new timecode setting in Livelink. Second, I'm going to show you how you can subdivide characters in Character Creator 4 to be exported to Unreal Engine 5. Let's begin. So the first order of business is to make sure that we have all the plugins we need installed in Unreal Engine 5. So what we'll do is go to Relution Hub and make sure that we have Unreal Livelink plugin for iClone 8 version 1.1 installed. And additionally, if I go to iClone, I'm also going to go ahead and install the auto setup. So I'll go to Plugins, Character Creator, Get Tool for Unreal. This is now going to open the page, and then it's going to make me download an exe file, which I'm going to go ahead and install in my computer. Once you're finished installing both the iClone 8 Livelink plugin and auto setup, you're going to be able to find that in your program files Relution folder. So for me, that's local disk, program files, Relution. We're going to see that we have a shared plugin folder, and now we're going to see Livelink for Unreal is here, and as well as auto setup. Right now, the latest Unreal Auto setup is set for 5.0 at 1.25. All right, so what we'll do is actually copy and paste these folders into our Unreal Engine project. So I'll double click the Livelink first, click it again. I will now copy this and then go to my project folder called Relution, and I will just paste this here. What this is going to do is going to create a new plugins folder in our project. Let me go back to my shared plugins folder now, because now we're going to drag and drop or copy and paste the Unreal Auto setup. I'm going to copy all three files, right click, copy, and again, go back to my Relution project file and then just right click, paste. Perfect. All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you is where I'm going to be getting my characters from and animations from. Now, what I usually do is just check this website every now and then just to see what they have going on. And to be honest, they're uploading a lot of stuff in here. So first things first, I'm going to grab some actors. So I'm going to click on actor. And then what I ended up doing was actually getting some of these street people, casual people, and then the party people scan assets. They're pretty high quality. And what's cool about this is you can get them all in a pack. Or if you just want to buy them individually, you can do that as well in here. Pretty awesome stuff. Now, the next thing we're going to need are animations. And again, one-stop shop, Actor Core has some motions. So I'll click on motion here, and what we're going to be getting is the nightlife bar nightclub, and I think I also grabbed some dance moves in here as well. Again, if you haven't done so, go ahead and check this out. They do have some free animations for you to try around. And then lastly, one of the cool things about this is that once you purchase everything here, they're all pretty much connected in the Smart Gallery in iClone. So I actually don't have to download anything here individually, which is pretty nice. So if I go to iClone 8 right now, and I go to Content, and if I go to Recent Downloads, you're now going to see all of my downloaded character. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and fire up our Unreal Engine 5 project. Go to Relution, and I'll just double click this. Okay, so here's the project file that we're going to be working with. I just got this from the marketplace and I have this character here. What I'm going to do, and what I'll do is kind of just walk around to see where we want this scene to kind of happen. I see some chairs over here, there's a bar, and we have the dance floor right here. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and set everything up around this area right here, because this place is pretty massive. So I'll go ahead and press escape, and I'll move these chairs out of the way so we have some room a little bit. We can always just bring that back later. Now, one of the cool things about the new Livelink is that you can now bring items from Unreal Engine to iClone 8 and vice versa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chair right here, and let's go ahead and move some of these chairs as well. And I'm going to go ahead and press Control-tilde key. That's going to change our gizmo. I'll move these out. So what I'm going to do now is go to Windows, Virtual Production, Livelink. Looks like it's already turned on, and that's going to be right here. So I have it right here. And what I'll do is I'll go to Source, Livelink, iClone, press OK. That's going to be receiving, and then we'll go to my iClone 8 project, and we're going to go to Plugins, Unreal Livelink, Just kind of, yeah, put it right here. And then what I'll do is I'll click on this link. I'll turn everything off right now because I don't want to send to Unreal. I want to receive. So I'll go ahead and activate link right here. Let's go back to Unreal Engine. And I'm going to click on this chair, this table, maybe one chair. And I'm going to go ahead and transfer, let me see. Let me go to Unlit real quick because I just want to see what this is made of. It looks like the floor. Okay, so the dance floor is one piece, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and take that as well. So I'm going to take the dance floor. I'm going to take this red couch, a bar, and this chair. And all we have to do is right-click, transfer to iClone. Right? And what that's going to do is just what it says. It's going to transfer that to iClone 8. And now if I go to the scene, and I go to this UE scene, Unreal Engine scene, twirl that down, I'll click on this actor and press F. And now you're going to see everything that we transferred from Unreal Engine. So I'll go ahead and twirl down and let's go to the bar, press F. So we can focus that bar. I'm going to scroll out by using my mouse. So we have this couch, the bar, and what we'll do next is really just import the characters that we got from Actor Core. So I'll start with Party People. I'll drag the first one in. Okay, perfect. I'll make this a little bit bigger, and then we have the transform gizmo right here. I'll press W. And I'll kind of take her to the bar area to just kind of get the scale right. Because, yeah, this does not look right as far as scaling goes, but that's okay. And it looks like our feet. And I think what I'm going to do is actually try to grab the floor as well from Unreal. So again, I'm going to click on this. And I'm just going to send this as well to iClone. So transfer to iClone. So we can kind of see that floor. Right. There you go. Much better. And yeah, she's still a little bit too small. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and change her proportion, press OK. And maybe we can do 120. I'll click her, press E to rotate. All right. That's looking a lot better. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is just pretty much drag and drop all of our characters into the scene and then scale them just to make sure that their proportions are correct. All right, so I went ahead and dragged and dropped some more actors in our scene. So you can see right here. And the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and apply some animations that we downloaded from Actor Core. So all I'll do is I'll click on this character and press F so we can focus on that character. Now let's kind of zoom out here. And I'll press W and just move her this way. And if I go now to my content folder and then press back, go to the animation tab. If I scroll down, you're going to see we have the social hangout nightlife that I showed y'all from Actor Core. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop this animation into this character. And again, that's looking pretty good. Like so. And we can always just scale up this object here in Unreal because it doesn't look like it's scaled properly. what we're going to do now is transfer all of these characters and their animations into Unreal Engine. And to do that, I'm going to go back to my Livelink. And then I'll go ahead and click on this character right here. That's going to include all of our characters. I don't want to do any props. What I don't want to do is export these props back to Unreal, so make sure that this is checked off. Because if you have this checked, this is going to be replacing the floor in an Unreal project, and we do not want that at all. So we just want to make sure that we just have the character selected, and then I'm going to my transfer right here. I'm going to transfer the scene, and again, we just got to make sure that all of our characters are selected here, and that's it. Turn off the props, camera, and light. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on transfer file. And just make sure that your Unreal Engine 5 project is still open. And then I'll go ahead and click this and then wait. Okay, so it looks like our export is finished. It roughly took about 5 to 10 minutes. And what we're going to do now is check Unreal to see if our characters and animations made it in. And yeah, sure enough, all of our characters and it looks like their animations made it in. So what's crazy about this is before this update, I would have had to pretty much export all these characters out of Character Creator or iClone and then import it to Unreal and then import their animations. But now all it takes is one click of a button and waiting about 10 minutes to get all these characters in here all animated. That is pretty game changing in my opinion. As you can see here, we are kind of floating in there, but it's okay. We're going to go ahead and fix that right now. So I'm going to go back to iClone. And yeah, you can kind of see that they are floating because of that ground right there, that floor. So what I'll do is I'll click the character, I'll turn off foot contact and hand contact, and I'll just kind of slide them down. And make sure that I'm going to go ahead and go to the very first frame so we're not animating down. So as you can see right there, that's good. I'll click on everybody and pretty much just move everybody down. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and loop these animations so they last a little bit longer. So I'm going to go open up the timeline and press F3. All right, so what I'm going to do is click on this motion and click on the loop button right here. And then what I'll do is I'll extend this now so that it is looping. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press save, press rewind, and then go ahead and press play. We'll change it to lit mode. I'll press play right here. Now we have our character moving around. Press F11 to make it bigger. And now we're having a party. Everyone's having a good time, looks like. Pretty darn cool. So now that we've transferred all the characters in animation into Unreal Engine, we are now going to use the take recorder in Unreal to record all of these animations all at once. So let's go back to the project and go to Edit, Plugins, and then we'll type in Media, Framework. All right, we're going to click on the Utilities and the I/O framework, and then click Restart. All right, so I'll close this here, and I'm just going to reconnect our Livelink now. Press OK. All right, and what's going to happen is everybody's going to go back to their positions. All right, so let's go back to iClone and go to Edit, Project Settings, and then we're going to change the time mode to by frame, and then we're going to change the time unit to time. Press X, and that's going to change this right here to time. And then I'll go ahead and open up our timeline once again. Press F3, and I'll rewind it all the way back. Now in Unreal, we have that plugin that we just enabled, and that's going to show up right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click this and new empty meter profile, and I'll just say meter profile, then select. And I'll just save it, whatever, just like so. And then I'm going to change the timecode provider. Change this to Livelink timecode. Click down, down, and we're just going to select one of our characters. For the evaluation, we're going to say latest. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Minimize it. All right, and then what we're going to do is go to Edit, Plugins, and then take a look and see if Take Recorder is already enabled. It looks like it already is, so that's good. Go ahead and press X here. I'll go to Windows, Cinematics, Take Recorder. That's going to open it up right here. Let's make sure that this is set to 60 frames per second. And then for the source, I'm going to go ahead and add all of our actors in there. 6, 3, 2, 7, 17, 18, 19, 18, 19, 11, 12, 13, 15. All right, so we added all of our characters in there. And then for the take recorder, if this is on twirl, go ahead and twirl it down. Change the recording clock source to timecode. And now all we have to do is press record here. It's going to do a countdown. And then press play in iClone. Now it's going to record by time. See right here? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go back to Unreal. And I'm just going to say stop. All right, and after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my Livelink. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this for now. And if I go to my content browser, Content, Cinematics, Takes, and we open this up and press play, you're going to see that we just recorded all of that animation all at once. And there are no drop frames whatsoever because we are using timecode recording. This method is pretty darn insane. It's going to speed up your workflow if you have a similar workflow like I do, because this is pretty incredible. And if we look back here, obviously we didn't actually loop them, but you can see that we still recorded their animations back here. That's pretty crazy, and that is pretty powerful. Being able to import all of the characters into Unreal, animating them, and then recording all of them all at once. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this demonstration, but what we're going to be talking about next is the new Subdivision export from iClone. So the next thing we're going to be taking a look at is Character Creator 4.1's Subdivision export. So here I am in Character Creator, and I'm just going to go ahead and open up the CC4 project, and then I'm just going to select this Camellia facial demo. Before we get started though, I'm going to go ahead and change the skin of our character here to 4K because it actually comes with that. So if I go to pack right now, and I'm going to press back, and I'm going to go to skin, and if I type in 4K right here, and press enter, you're going to see that we have skin and makeup, and we have a couple of options here for Camellia. So for this one, I'm just going to say CC4 Camellia 4K skin. And I'll just say apply. So now that we have 4K textures on our character, let's go ahead and take a look at this smooth mesh or subdivision. If I click on Camellia right now, and if I go to scene, and if I scroll down right here, I'm going to go ahead and change your body to wireframe shaded. And in the modify window, I'm going to scroll down until I see smooth mesh. So as you can see right now, smooth mesh is off, or subdivision is off. So let's go ahead and turn it on. So there are two options for you in the subdivision panel. We have level for real-time preview or level for final render. As you can see here, for level for real-time, you already applied 1. So if you go to 0 right now, you're going to see the before. And if we apply 1, you're going to see that our character is a lot smoother. Again, we can turn this up to 2. And then 3. That's pretty incredible. So let me go ahead and turn this wireframe off real quick because I want to show you what it looks like now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 0 again or off. And what we're going to do is go ahead and get a close-up here. We're going to start with the ear right here. Right now, the subdivision for level real-time is set to 0. I'm going to set it to 1. And you can automatically see what's going on there. It is actually smoothing out her ears. And again, if you go to 2, even better. and then 3, even more so. Now, this is pretty important because if you're creating animations and cinematics, you might have to do a lot of close-ups, and Subdivision really adds that realism to it a little bit. Again, I'm going to turn it off. You can see that her eye right here looks a little bit weird without that subdivision. And if I switch it on, it just smoothens everything out. With that being said, what if we want to go ahead and export this to Unreal Engine or NVIDIA Omniverse? Well, the second option right here will let you do just that. So for the sake of this comparison, I'm going to go ahead and set everything to 0 first, because what we're going to do is actually export a non-subdivided character, kind of like what you're seeing right now. But first, let's go ahead and change her outfit. And I'm going to press back here. I really do like this jacket here. Let's go ahead and go to clothing. I love this jacket right here. And we're going to go with high quality right here. So now she has this jacket, but we're going to go ahead and take off her older clothes. So I'm going to go say crop t-shirt, delete. And I'm going to take the denim shirt as well. Some of these clothes are starting to really look good here. Okay, so here's her character, and she actually has animations, both body and facial, and we're going to go ahead and export those as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Camilla here, File, Export, FBX, Clothed Character, and I'm going to set this to Unreal, Mesh and Motion. We're going to go ahead and go with Current Animation, and let's make sure everything else is good. We have a post for Unreal, texture preset for Unreal, so that's good. And this is pretty much everything by default. Now, if I scroll all the way down, we're going to see this new setting that says use subdivided mesh. But like I said, we're not going to use that for now because this is going to be our baseline. So I'm going to go ahead and export, press OK, and I created a folder here called no sub. So I'm going to say Camilla no sub. And then press save. Okay, so what we're going to do next is go ahead and turn on subdivision during export. So again, I'm going to click on Camilla, scroll down, enable smooth mesh, and we're going to go with 3. Okay, same thing. I'm going to File, Export, FBX, Clothed Character, Unreal, Mesh and Motion, Current Animation, set to all. And now what we'll do is scroll down. Now we're going to go and click on Use Subdivided Mesh. Export, OK. I'm going to go ahead and change the folder to with sub. I'm going to say Camilla with sub. Save. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close Character Creator 4. Here we are in the Relusion project file that we had earlier. And what I'm going to do is just go to another room. There's actually a hidden room right here. And I'm just going to go drag our characters here. So in our project, I created 2 folders, no sub and with sub. So let's go ahead and start with the with sub first. All right, so what I'll do is I'll go to this folder and drag and drop with sub here. Now, since we already installed the character auto setup in here, we don't have to install any other plugins. It's already good to go. I'll minimize this for now, and we're going to go with high quality shader. Press OK. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll leave the skeleton as blank. And if this is not on twirl for you, go ahead and twirl it. Use time 0 as reference pose. Additionally, you want to go ahead and import some morph targets because we do have some facial animation. And then we'll make sure that we have animations checked. If I go to advanced here, and I'm going to go ahead and change the sample rate to 60 so we're not waiting forever. Let's make sure everything is good. And that should be it. I'm going to click on import all. And then what I'll do is just to save some time, I'm going to go ahead and import the no sub as well.
So depending on your eyes, to me, I can already see the difference between the two. And let's go ahead and start, I guess, with the first thing that I noticed right off the bat, and that's going to be the nose. As you can see here on the left, this is the non-subdivided character, and we have the subdivided character here on the right. So if I go here and look at the nose, you're going to see that the edges of this nose is a little bit more jagged. But if I look on the right side, you're going to see that that's much, much smoother. And it pretty much confirms what we saw in Character Creator 4.1. Additionally, if we look at the ears, once again, you're going to see that the edges of this earlobe is pretty darn jagged, right? But again, if we look at this one, which is the subdivided one, it's a lot smoother. Now, there are a lot more examples of this, obviously, all throughout the body, but if you want the most photorealistic looking character, those little details really start to matter, especially when you're doing a lot of close-ups. And again, we'll take a look at the eye right here. You can see there's a lot of jaggedness around this area, but if you look at the subdivided mesh, it's a lot smoother. And also the chin. You look at this chin right here, there's a lot of zigzag down here. But if you look at the subdivided mesh, you see that that's just a smooth chin. What I'm going to do now is, light this scene here. I'll go ahead and hide this no sub for now, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually light this like we're, lighting a character. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and create a post process. And I'm going to go ahead and set this to infinite bounds so that it's affecting our entire scene. I'm going to press G here to kind of just hide that icon. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn down the exposure value of this to manual. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and manually adjust this to maybe, say, 7 or 8. Let me go ahead and just go with 8. Now, you're going to see that we have a lot of lights around that are turned on, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and change our layout to 2. And I'll change this to perspective so I can go ahead and move around here whilst they're looking at this right here. Press G. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a new level sequence. And I'll just name that whatever. I'll go ahead and bring the character in our sequence, actor, level sequence. And then I'll just create a camera right here. All right, so here's our character now. And we're going to fix that issue that you're seeing right there. We're going to go ahead and click our camera. And we're just going to go ahead and autofocus this. So focus setting, draw debug, plane, and just get her in focus. Okay, perfect. Now, to get rid of that black thing on her eyes, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the character. And if I go to the materials right here, and I'll double click on the tear line, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the depth offset. I'm going to go ahead and increase the depth offset to 80, maybe 70. 70 is good. And let's go ahead and do it on the other eye as well. So 70. I'll get rid of that for now. And again, I'm just going to create some basic lights here. So I'll create a rec light. And yeah, this is not a lighting tutorial, but I just kind of want to see how this looks in a lit environment. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all we're trying to go for is photorealism, right? So I have just the light kind of like on the side right here. Maybe raise it up some. Now, if you're using Subdivision 3, I mean, that's looking pretty darn good. So I'm going to change this lighting to movable. And I'll just duplicate it by holding Alt. I'll just do a simple, 3-point lighting here. Now, I've been using iClone for a couple of years, but I truly believe these new characters that they're putting out are really starting to look really good. They have come a long way, in my opinion. Now, I'm just going to mimic this pink light right here. I'm just going to select our light, and I'll just change this to, pinkish. Press OK. And this is what I usually adjust my exposure one more time. Maybe to like to 7. And as you can see, that's starting to look pretty darn good. And I can go ahead and turn this up a little bit more to like neon, almost neon pink. So we just have that little light there that kind of mimics that backlight there. Just give a little bit more color. If you want, you can actually move it in so she can have some on her, there you go, shoulder area. And I'll go ahead and turn this down to maybe half. Get a little bit of contrast in there. And man, let me go ahead and save this real quick. Let me go get a texture here. I downloaded some softbox. Usually I like doing this as well, just to play around with it some. Go ahead and use this one. I'm going to have to turn up the settings on these, obviously. Love that highlight right there. And I'll go ahead and mess around with contrast again, just to give it a little bit of shadow on the other side, so it doesn't look too flat. Wow. I mean, this is a small screen I'm looking at right now, but this is looking pretty good. So again, I'm going to go to change my layout to 1, so we can kind of see this now. We do have some static lights in here, so what I'll do is I'll build the reflections for now, just so that error message will go away. Okay. Pretty good. And this is real time too, which is pretty crazy. And this character is pretty much animating at 1 point something million triangles, which is pretty insane. And let's just take a look and see how it looks at 200%, because that's how we roll. And again, overall to me, the subdivided mesh just looks a lot more pleasing. It's not rough around the edges. Pun intended. Well, that's pretty much it, folks. That is how you can export a subdivided mesh out of Character Creator 4.1. Well, that's all I got for you all today. The new iClone 8.1, Livelink 1.1, and Character Creator 4.1 for Unreal Engine 5 can change things for creators, as now you can quickly create, edit, blend, and assemble previously complex animation sequences, along with modifying any characters for use in Unreal Engine. Be sure to check out the Relusion website for more information, since I only talked about a couple of new features in this video. With that being said, like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.